कर दिया लाइव। Can you hear and see me? My compatriots, can you hear and see me? Please respond. Okay. All right, but I can't see you. That's the problem. ना? आप मुझे देख सकते हैं, but मैं आपको नहीं देख पा रहा हूँ. And that is why I have this query and question in my mind. Yes. No, see, till this point, audio and videos are perfect, but I am not sure of my sound. Source sound, no? And this not shrill sound. So that is the issue with me. And I don't know what is your take on this point. I'll try to be as wonderful as it can be, but I know it is not so. My voice is not all right now. Little cough and cold problem, but no issue. If I can communicate with you, it's all right. This communication is more important. I remember an incident when I visited Ram Manohar Lohia National Law University in Lucknow. And I went there, I think it was UN model conference. And in that conference, certain people were invited to speak. As I am not expert of international law, so I did not speak much, but there was आपकी आवाज़ ही पहचान है, बिल्कुल सही, आपका अंदाज बहुत अच्छा है, अन्नपूर्णा भास्कर. You always keep me smiling, that's really great. I love such students in my class who are lovely and lively. I will try to imitate you. That's encouraging for me. So I was just sharing an incident with you that a person came to speak, but unfortunately it's Hindustan. So most of the people speak Hindi from childhood age, and then they are compelled to communicate in English. So maybe now communication remains an issue with many people. So the person was communicating very well, and he was speaking in English, but that was not all right, not perfect. But even then he communicated very well, I remember. And in the beginning of the session, students were laughing upon him. And I tell you, to your surprise and astonishment, he was given a rousing applause, standing applause by all students at the end of his session. So, can you think of that situation when you are speaking before such a huge gathering and intelligent people sitting before you, and you are not able to communicate properly? And even then, he did not lose his courage and confidence. I remember that incident and I salute that person. I will not name him for sake of confidentiality, but this is just an eye-opening instance for me as well, that the language is not everything. We should know the concept, we should have the idea, and we should try to communicate. If your idea is wonderful and unique, everybody will love it. So he gave wonderful idea on UN reforms. And perhaps that was the reason why a student gave him that applause towards the end of his communication. Uh, so the idea is here that communication is not a big issue. Many of you might feel this, that the communication is most important thing. Yes, it is. But you can develop it over the time. Only point is that you have to keep doing things, keep learning, keep trying. You keep trying, keep learning, keep doing, you will excel one day or the other. There is no denial or doubt about this. I found a very good statement. You are not required to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. So let us start somewhere. And that is what I also do. Even if I am not in best of sound, even then I will try to produce something wonderful in today's class. As this class belongs to you, as you are the dominus class, and I am your guide, helper, mentor, whatever you call me. My job is to advise you, to guide you, to goad you, to mentor you, to tell you all the problems and suggest you solutions. That is what I have been trying to do, and I'll be trying to do. Now, in this context, I want to bring it to your notice. That see, the sections and the orders which we have covered so far have been are very, very important. I don't know whether you have realized this or not, but we have read substantial portion of CPC. And I hope and believe that I have covered it exhaustively. I have brought together many points. In this process, there are many people associated with me who have been working hard behind the scene. I will introduce some of them to you today. And I will also share with you what is my strategy ahead. Because see, a teacher will teach you and you will learn the concepts, then you may forget. And sometimes some people will forfeit that also, because they do not have that much interest. Or perhaps this class has not been able to generate that interest. Generation of interest is a subjective concern and question. It's not an objective theoretical idea. Even if I teach the best, I may not attract many people. And even if you do the best, you may not get the desired result sometimes. It happens. It's both ways. It's bilateral. So if you are very keen on learning and I am very keen on making you learn, then the synergy and synthesis will be really bright and beautiful. I hope you appreciate my words and you sincerely understand my concern that teaching here in Ambition Law Institute is not just teaching. I'm not here just to pass you some information of CPC. कि देखो भाई ऑर्डर 6 रूल 17 में मैंने तो तुम्हें application of amendment of pleading in arbitration भी सिखाया. I have told you about its application in Specific Relief Act. I have told you its application in writ proceeding. This is not the only idea. This is just information which I have passed to you. I also shared with you, if you remember correctly, that when you read this Order 6 Rule 17, you are required to keep in mind Order 6 Rule 7. That we can plead even inconsistent pleading. Sometimes these informations are not brought out to your attention by the textbook authors. That is what I have realized over the years, because I have been reading many textbooks, but I have left reading textbook. Because textbook has certain limitations. They are stereotypes, and they do not go deep into the subject. But for being a good lawyer, good judge, good teacher, good student, you are required to delve into the subject deeper. And that is not possible without reading of cases. But this reading of cases is not a facile matter. It's not an easy job. Sometimes you will find it complicated because it will run in many paragraphs. I quoted before you yesterday Afghan infrastructure, but I did not bring it to your attention, all the paragraphs written there. This is use case. But I requested you to go through para 25 to 41, which deals with the alternative dispute resolution mechanism. I told you to be kind and considerate to this fact that Supreme Court in many cases has amended your statutory provision, though our basic understanding says that we are required to stick to the statute, the words of a statute which are written after due deliberation. But it is human imperfection which is shown everywhere, that even after having great skill of drafting, the people fail in it. And it has not happened only in CPC, it has happened in many subjects. I'll be bringing it to your kind attention time and again. I remember in IPC also, this 2013 amendment has not been written well. Though it was written by great lawyers and great judges of this country. But as I said, where is human? Human imperfection can be seen in drafting, and that is why the role of court as interpretative institution to amend, to add, to vary, to substitute, to supplement, to supplant, as and when required. And this is why the role of precedent and case laws are very, very important. And this is what we do not understand as a student, even as a lawyer, I tell you. Because most of the lawyers read cases when they get a case. They read for their earning, not for learning. And this is where we lack. I request you, I urge you, I invite you to read for learning. And if your learning is sound, I do not think that you will fail anywhere. Becoming a judge or not becoming a judge may be a question of chance. It is dependent on many variables, like the number of seats, frequency of examination, your mental frame on the day of examination. And as you know, many people who failed in examination, I am one of them, I am a great failure. Though I am not great, but I have been a great failure. I failed, that is why I became a teacher. If I would have passed, I would have become an officer. So you should not lose hope, lose heart, keep learning, not learning for earning only, learning for learning. And that learning will attract earning, I tell you. So in this context, I plan innovative methods to communicate, to make you understand better. And in this regard, I have asked my associates to innovate some idea, to innovate some method to communicate better. So what can be done in this context? You get question in exam. तो ना बाहर बोलने नहीं के लिए आवाज आ रही है. So see, I was just telling you that in your examination you get objective questions, subjective questions. Sometimes you say that the questions are difficult. Questions were tricky. The questions are not difficult and tricky, I must tell you. It is that we are less in preparation. We are still lacking somewhere. There can be no question except maybe few 5%, 10% I can believe. which may not be within your ocean of information which you have generally. But generally, you will find that it's a kind of islandic preparation where you are required to know pockets of questions. Many people ask me again and again which areas to concentrate for preliminary, which areas to concentrate for mains. We'll talk about that also. We have been talking about that. I have told you the method, but it is to be reiterated, re-reiterated. Because as human being, our memory is short. We forget what has been said in the first class. I said in the beginning also, you solve previous year questions, objective, subjective. And if you do it piously, I tell you, you are bound to succeed. Somebody was asking the question today also, where I can get men's solution, men's question solution. You see, every time you can have two approaches. I will not say that the students are wrong. Students read Dukis and they pass examination. I know many of them. I have never read. I don't read it. I have never read even in my LLB. And the reason was, or rather the consequence was, the fallout was, that I could not score in many subjects very well. But my fellow friends scored very well because they were very smart in reading Dukis. Because Duki may have something in sort, and they may have reproduced that in examination, that is how they succeeded. But my idea of learning is not that. My idea of learning is that you are exposed to a new question, a complex issue you should be able to solve. And I remember one of the great scholar, teacher, Socrates. He said the best method of learning and teaching is that you expose students to the variety of questions. And you do not give them solutions. You encourage them to find solutions. But how many of us will believe this? We are looking for easier, quicker methods. This is not the way to success, I tell you. Once Socrates was asked, or told rather, that we have heard that you are a great scholar. He said, who told you? This is the biggest lie which I have ever heard. Because I am not able to find many answers to many questions. So how can I be intelligent? Now you will face the same situation. And if you feel that facing this situation that you are not able to solve questions, you are not intelligent, you are on a wrong footing. This is the beauty of the thing, which exposes us to such complex questions that we are not able to find solutions. That shows that we are required to work harder, better. So that is what is my idea. And I know that this idea can change your life. I request you sincerely, my dear friends, you are very intelligent. You are the new hope. You are going to govern the country in this way or that way. Lawyers are also officers of justice, you must have heard. They have to play a very important role. And whenever I go here and there, I see that the police, due to their poor investigation, spoils the case. And whatever is left in the case, that is spoiled further by an incompetent counsel. And then further it is spoiled by not so well-equipped judges. So that should not happen to us. Let us equip ourselves with adequate or at least substantial knowledge which can raise our standard to solve complex questions. How will you do it? That is the question. This is what I wanted to communicate. So see, in my understanding, reading and explaining these ideas which I told you just now, is one thing, is one thing. That is what we are doing, and we'll be doing this. But after this comes the second stage, where you are on the driver's seat. You are the captain. You have to take this baton and you have to move further. And that is that you are required to solve questions after that. If you ask me to solve the question for you, I can do it. But I ask you to solve the questions, and I have told you that you first solve the question and give it to me. Perhaps few of you have given me the question. I may not have seen that, but I'll see it one day and I'll answer all those questions before this subject ends. That is my promise. So you keep on dropping questions, but please solve the questions first. The preliminary examination or this mains examination will bring some novelty as well. Now today's examination, as many of judicial examination you know earlier were basically based on previous year questions, but today's examination is a little bit different, and that is quite encouraging, heartening that they have done some work. Asking previous year question, just repetitive question, shows that they are not working hard. I think that they might have been subjected to vehement criticism of repetition of question. And that is why they have changed their way of working and they have started innovating questions. So that is where we can have edge, because we are working hard and we are learning better than others. And this is competitive era, so we'll have an upper hand. I have done one, you will do the second. Then comes the third, that will formulate new questions and will answer it in a different way. We'll take up new cases, we'll formulate questions, frame questions, and we'll discuss answers also. In this regard, I have invited my associates here, Purnima Maggu. She has been my student, and Arusi. I have given them this task, apart from Sujitji, to formulate questions on new cases and to give you such questions and to urge you to write answers. We'll not be able to check all answers. No, it is not possible. But we will ask you to write question here in the class itself and we'll give solutions in that class only. But you can take benefit of this exercise only and only if, I'm emphasizing it. Lawyers know the meaning of words better. I said only and only if you solve the question. You should not waiting for the answer. Many people are anxious to know the answer only. You should be anxious to solve the question rather than knowing the answer. And then compare your answer with the given answer and think over where you went wrong, or whether your argument is better or their argument is better. Because see, law is all about better arguments. There is nothing wrong or right. You see, many decisions are given by trial court, then changed by high court, then changed further by Supreme Court. So are the high court judges fools? Are the district court judges fools? No. So if you go wrong and you think that I am a foolish person, I could not solve the question correctly, then this idea of declaring yourself being umpire is a biased decision. You are biased. You are biased that you are incompetent. Somebody may be biased that he is competent. So you are required to be an unbiased umpire and to evaluate your answer, that where your argument went wrong and where others' argument went right. Many of laws are changed. So does it mean that earlier judges were all incompetent? It is not so. There are many instances like that. So if you declare somebody to be fool and stupid because of the reason that he has given a different view, this is not correct observation. So I will require you to have patience and listen to the other party. As a judge, as a lawyer, this is your task, to listen patiently to the other party and then to reach to a reasonable conclusion. You also see as a judge whose arguments are better and why. The same will apply here, because we are preparing for judiciary. We are preparing for being a better judge or a better lawyer. So this exercise will work here wonderfully. So I have requested them, can you come along, my dear friend? मैं आपको मिलवा भी देता हूँ इन लोगों से. इधर ही चेयर रख लो ना, बैठ जाना तो दिखेगा. एक इधर भी दे दो ना. अच्छा, आप देख पा रहे हैं नहीं देख पा रहे हैं? आरुषि है, कैन यू सी? हाँ, ये आरुषि मैडम है, बहुत मेहनत कर रही हैं अभी, और इनको मैंने जिम्मेदारी दी है कि आप जो है टीपीसी क्वेश्चंस बनाएंगे और इनको देंगे. आप थोड़ा इधर ही आ जाओ, फिर हम पूर्णिमा से मिलवाते हैं. इज दिस क्लियर? तो ये लोग आपके लिए क्वेश्चंस बनाएंगे, ये लोग आपको क्वेश्चंस देंगे. ये एक टीम वर्क है. देखो, मैं अकेला बहुत कुछ नहीं कर पाऊंगा. You will have to appreciate this fact that the method which I am innovating is going to prove great. And after completion of CPC, you will not have doubt. कल मुझे आरती बता रही थी, sir, don't run with the orders. Where I have to walk, where I have to run, and where I have to fly, that is known best by me, if you believe me. Let me fly sometime. Flying is very good experience, by the way. Sometimes walking is good. Near ocean, when you have slow breeze, you walk. And for exercise, you run. And sometimes you want to fly also. So you have to change your gear sometimes. You cannot go in the same gear. Now you might have seen in many cases, you will stick to one rule, one order, and you will devote much time. Like if you remember correctly, order 2, rule 2, we devoted too much time. But are we going to devote that much time in order 13, 14, 15, 16? It is not at all required. You will be wasting your precious time. This doesn't require that kind of mammoth exercise. Section 9, you remember, I took 3 classes if I remember correctly. Because section 9 is such a wonderful and important section. So just follow the guidelines. Just follow the path. And let me do this experiment. Now, you can see that Purnima is sitting this side. Purnima is also working on that. They will find good questions for you, good cases. What is our idea? Let me share with you. The idea is to generate question from recent cases, so that you will have idea of recent cases also. So that you will have idea of recent cases. You will have idea of recent cases. Is this clear? And that recent case will produce some question in your exam. So suppose if I have taught you and I have not told you those recent cases and you find questions from those recent cases in examination, where it may be that the Supreme Court or High Court has come with new rulings, new law points. Law is ever evolving subject. So you will be now really surprised and shocked to see the question that I have read so much, but we have not been able to do the best. So let us think of that. So I have told them basically that the important areas which we have discussed in class to concentrate on that. And we are doing that. We'll be doing that. You are just required to follow and don't be in a hurry. Sometimes class will also be very slow. Sometimes it will be little fast. So have patience, have perseverance, have confidence, have clarity. Have that discipline, dedication, devotion, which is expected of you. As I said on the beginning of this class, that 3D is must for your success. So that is what is expected of you. We are solving questions also. We have solved question earlier as well. But we are solving question again of preliminary and mains given in your material. But I will request you to solve all preliminary questions and all mains questions yourself. And then to raise arguments, questions, queries. I have done it in few topics if I remember correctly. But in many topics I have not done it. And deliberately so. I want you to little bit do this fast. And then I will be doing this. So you will feel better about that. Is this clear? So I hope my idea is clear to you. As I have promised earlier that I'll be dealing with trial process basically and I'll be dealing with execution. Then there are spatial suits in between. Spatial suits are examples of spatial situations. They do not require much deeper knowledge, but they require clarity. So I'm not going to deal with that topic. I'll be dealing primarily with trial process. That is what I have done in CRPC also. And execution proceeding, which is a little tedious. Execution is really little lengthy process. So we'll be doing that. So I'll have little bit break in between. And you will have to study with another wonderful teammate of Ambition Law Institute. And he'll be dealing with those spatial cases, spatial suits. And what we are teaching there, do you have that? And in between this question, solving will be going on. So this suit by my against minor and unsound and indigent and this interpleader suit, then substitution of parties, withdrawal and adjustment of suit, summary procedure, no, all these things. Temporary injunctions, appeals, no, reference, review, revision, caveat, miscellaneous provisions, all this in between we'll be dealing with. And I hope by that time when we'll be teaching this subject, teaching these topics, you will come to know that where are your problems in the subject. Where are your problems in the subject? And when I come back, you will be dealing with all those issues. And these wonderful colleagues of mine, they will help you to solve the questions. And if any concern query remains there, we'll be dealing it with together. They will be helping me and I will be helping you. Is this all right? Do you understand my idea that you are required to solve questions? Preliminary and mains both. Of all those topics I have covered from section 9 to 33, I hope. And order 1 to, I have taught yesterday 11 also, 10, 11. Today we'll be dealing with, I hope, at least we'll be covering till order 15, because there is nothing great in that. So you will be finishing that quickly. But never ever have this doubt that we are running with the subject. Never ever. I don't do it. I never do it. I will have to do justice. Like you see, the batsman, he has to play sometimes slow, and sometimes he has to play fast. So that is how it is done. We will change up now whenever it is required, necessary. We'll be doing that. So don't worry about that. Only further request is that you can succeed if and only if you are disciplined. And for discipline, you are required to be in class always, every day. If you think that कि आज की class important नहीं, आज छोड़ देते हैं, तो ये tendency, ये approach सही नहीं है. आप इसको अभी से बदल डालें. सोच बदलो, दुनिया बदलो. सोच नहीं बदलोगे तो तुम्हारी दुनिया नहीं बदलेगी, इसलिए सोच को बदलना होगा. अब पहले हम पढ़ाने आते थे तो क्या हम ये इनोवेटिव मेथड्स लाते थे? नहीं. ना हमारे पास ऐसी टीम थी, ना इतनी सोच थी. सोच अनुभव से आता है. हर काम मैं नहीं कर सकता, हर काम आप लोग भी नहीं कर सकते. तो ये एक टीम वर्क है जिसमें सबका रोल बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है. एंड यू आर वन ऑफ देम. तो योर रोल इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. डोंट इग्नोर योर सेल्फ. मेरा क्या, मैं तो स्टूडेंट हूँ, सर पे सारा. जनरली स्टूडेंट्स क्लास में जब आते हैं तो दे हैव दिस साइक इन देयर माइंड. It is the duty of teacher to solve the question and to make me understand everything. No, no, no. It is your duty as well. If you have any serious concern, doubt, any iota of confusion, please raise that. We'll be addressing that. I hope everything is going great. If you have any concern, you can share with me right now. Because see, many a times, many students have many concerns, but they do not share out of agitation. They do not share due to some kind of fear. They do not share due to some kind of hesitation, as I said. Hesitation and fear are two important things here. So don't hesitate and don't be afraid. We are friends. So you can share with me. I will not ask you to share all stories, but I will ask you to share this story at least, that what kind of problems you are facing in the class. Is there any concern? Is there any suggestion? Is there any idea floating in your mind which can work wonderfully? Because you never know what idea can change everything. So it will be beautiful if you share, suggest, involve, and be active in the class. Because it is your class, my dear friends, not only mine. कुछ बताएंगे अपने विचार आप लोग के भी कोई विचार है? प्रियंका जी और आरुषि जी. हाँ, क्वेश्चन डिस्कस करेंगे. बहुत अच्छी बात है. हर्ष गुप्ता, प्रियंका सिंधु, निक्की बैद, आरती तिवारी, कुछ लोग बहुत जल्दी में रहते हैं, बहुत जल्दी निर्णय पे पहुंच जाते हैं. मैंने देखा है पीछे क्लास में. Some people left the class also because they were in quite hurry. And that is not going to help you. We should not be in hurry. We should not be in hurry. Now see, sometimes it may be, as I said, I remember correctly, Annapurna said earlier that sometimes it is a speed breaker. We have to lessen the speed of the vehicle. So there'll be some hiccups and speed breakers also. So don't worry, there'll be technical glitches problem. We take into account all those uncertainties in class because it's an online platform on which we are working. So it will have little limitation. Even in offline class, you will have limitations. Sometimes you may not join, sometimes I may not be able to join. It may happen. So we are required to take into account all those uncertainties, and we are not required to run away from the situation. Let us face it. Let us understand the problem, and then let us find the solution, better solution. I'm waiting for your suggestion, if any. I'm waiting for your concern, question, if any, right now, on which I discussed. Is this clear? हाँ विजय जी, कोई कंसर्न है तो आप भी बता सकते हैं. आप भी बैठे हुए हैं यहाँ. भाई सबको मेरी बात समझ में आ गई? एजिटेशन बहुत रहता है ना, लोग सजेशन नहीं देना चाहते. हेलो मैम, आप हमारे सीनियर थे, गुड टू सी यू अगेन. सांभवी, कौन सीनियर है तुम्हारी, प्रियंका या आरुषि? ये दो हमारे अनमोल रतन हैं, कौन है इसमें से? नहीं नहीं, जो लोग अच्छा काम करते हैं वो अच्छी बात है, अनमोल तो हैं ही. नहीं, this idea can work wonderfully if we can execute it well. Now it is upon us to execute it well. We'll be able to do better if we now find good cases and points. Now, I have given earlier also some cases where there are certain important things. I drew attention of the other person that these are important things and it should be injected in our material and bear act also. Arushidi. Okay, okay, that's really great. Arushi writes very well. I have her class notes which I taught her in the class. She was brilliant. She is. In college she was. Yes, in college she was. हमें तो त्रिदेव दिख रहे हैं. Very good. Annapurna, you are so lively. That's really great. You are absolutely correct, Pushparaj Kaushik. I think sometimes lecture, see, I told you order 12 to 15. What is there in order 12 to 15? I did not find anything great, I tell you. I must confess. So sometimes I do not feel like producing some innovation in that. But we'll be dealing with that, don't worry. We'll be dealing with that. So we'll incorporate this thing, we'll start doing things on this plan, and you will have to formulate the plan and you will have to share with me. So, yes, Harshvardhan. तो चलिए, आप मेरी बात समझ गए हैं तो मैं आपको थोड़ा आज ऑर्डर 12, 13, 14, 15 पे बातें बताऊंगा अभी. अंत में यही याद रखना कि कम्युनिकेशन इज नॉट एन इशू, आंसर राइटिंग इज नॉट एन इशू, इट्स ऑल इन योर माइंड. Now many people say, sir, कैसे आंसर लिखूं, कैसे आंसर लिखूं? Many people ask me this question time and again. And I say them smilingly, you take a pen and take a piece of paper and start writing. Oh, why are you afraid? This is all psychological, I tell you. Whatever thoughts you have in your mind, uh, you are right, Spriha, but individually it will not be possible to examine all answers. This will be too big a task which nobody will be able to handle. So what we plan in better organized manner, that few of the answers can be seen, no doubt, but all answers cannot be seen, cannot be checked by everyone. So what we'll do, we'll give you question, we will ask you to answer the questions, and we'll discuss the answers in the class itself, so that you can examine your answer yourself. You are too competent, you are intelligent, you can do it, everybody can do it, and that is how. Now, question of the last 10 years forward, can we send the queries via the mail? Can we send the queries via the mail? You can ask it, you can do it. I think there is a mailbox also for judiciary students. You can send it there. No issue. No issue. You just check it, check this matter with uh, the person involved in your class. You just check it on that number. I have some mail, I think, on that. even what I was asking. So, last 10 years can it. Now, see, getting checked every answer is not a good idea. Checking or sending all questions is not a good idea. We should have confidence that we have done it rightly. So, all questions solving and sending, I don't think that is going to give you anything extraordinary. No, nothing like that. Oh, Varadava Supriya. Where are you, by the way? Where are you? Varadavasu Priya, I have seen your name on this screen after a long time. We have been missing you in class. Yes, you have said it correctly. Perfect answer is a mirage. Yes. Yes. But there is nothing called perfect. Nobody is perfect. The imperfection is human. So don't look for perfect answer. You look for good answers. The good answers can be, in law answers. Many people say that I am not able to write answer. I have told you several times. Suppose I get a question on Order 2 Rule 2 or Order 6 Rule 17, or we are asked a question on anything. Are we not clear and aware of the law on the point? Are you or not? Yes, you are. So you write law on the point. Now then the next question comes. Is it mandatory to quote cases? I have told you several times why a case is quoted. Let me ask you. A case is quoted to authenticate the views which you have taken. Let's see, this is the pronouncement of this court, and this court has said, and that is why this is the law on the point. Law declared by Supreme Court is binding on all courts of India. Everybody knows this. But this is not for students exactly. This is for court to be convinced that, see, Supreme Court has said this, so High Court and District Court has to abide by this law. तो डिस्ट्रिक्ट जज साहब को और जज साहब को लोअर जुडिशरी में एंड इवन इन हाई कोर्ट्स यू आर रिक्वायर्ड टू टेल हिम दैट सी देयर इज अ जजमेंट ऑफ सुप्रीम कोर्ट. So where is that judgment? So for authentication, you quote the name of the case, you quote the citation also, you quote the number of page as well, that see this point is written on this page number, AIR volume this and page number this. You say like that. Or SCC volume number this, page number this, AIR page number this. So just to authenticate, you bring even citations. But is it necessary for a student? The lawyers have this liberty, this privilege to have that case with him, and he will be supported by many of his juniors who will be carrying plethora of cases. And judge will also ask him, give me citation, and judge will also look into that. But is it expected of a student and of a teacher in class or in examination or for examining and examiner? I don't think so. It is my personal opinion, but I think it's very reasonable and plausible thing which I am sharing with you, that no teacher can expect me to write exact citation and name of the cases. If I remember, I will write it. If I do not remember, I will not write it. But of course, if I am a law student, I will remember a few cases at least. Now see, Salem Bar. No, I did not ask that, Varadava Supriya. Where are you? Are you in India or somewhere else? That is my question. So, what I ask you, and what I was saying you, that see, what was the point which I was raising? I said Salem Advocate Bar Association. Now, there are two cases, Salem 1 and Salem 2. Now, if I do not know that Salem 2 was 2005 decision, Salem 1 is 2003 decision, now I don't remember exact citation, but I have seen it many a time, 3353. I do not remember, I am not required to remember even. That's useless exercise. That's useless, futile exercise. But I have read it so many times that I remember the name of Salem. I've read it. Now, whenever you talk of this ADR, you talk of AFCON. Now, why I talk of AFCON, I think I wrote in my Bear Act also that I will write it again now. When I edit this Bear Act in future, I will do it. I raised a question in yesterday's class, if you heard me, whether an unwilling party can be referred to arbitration. I raised the question and I said Kerala High Court has given decision which was overruled by Supreme Court. Kerala High Court said yes, but then Supreme Court overruled and said no, it cannot be done. AFCON infrastructure. So AFCON infrastructure, it is quoted in your Bear Act. It is written AFCON Infrastructure Limited versus Cherian Varki Construction Company Limited, 2010, 8 SCC, page 24. But don't try to remember citation. If you remember only this AFCON infrastructure, now that's all right. I don't expect that the student will write exact name and exact thing and exact, not required. You just quote AFCON infrastructure case, Supreme Court said this, that's all. I think this satisfied and now suffice. So we should not be unnecessarily overburdened by the fact that मुझे तो केस ही नहीं याद रहता. आधे से ज्यादा लोग आप में से तो परेशान है कि केस ही नहीं याद रहता. क्यों केस याद रखे, मुझे ये तो बताओ. What is the purpose? Am I a lawyer in court where I have to convince the judge कि जज साहब इस केस में AFCON infrastructure में you please look into para 41. अब देखो, जैसे इन्होंने लिखा है AFCON में पैरा 29 में पैरा 27 में लिखा है कि which cases are not suitable for ADR. So am I quoting it for court to see that election dispute should not be referred to ADR? If this is the question in court, I will draw attention of the honorable judge to para 27 of AFCON decision that see Supreme Court said that election dispute should not be referred to ADR. But is it desirable in examination? You will have to understand that there is a limitation as a student and examinee, and there is much liberty and privilege being a lawyer because you have access of many citations and you can find then and there. You have computer, you have laptop, you are carrying everything with you. You have all your juniors there. In examination, you are all alone. It's a melancholy travel. It's a solitary journey. So you're going to take now help of all these people. And if you start doing it, you know what is this? This is malpractice. So are you getting my idea? So don't overburden and unnecessarily harass yourself. It's like harassing oneself. बार बार यही सवाल स्टूडेंट आता है और वो बात को गहराई में सोचता नहीं है, समझता नहीं है, बट एक क्वेश्चन पूछता है कि सर केस लॉ को कैसे याद करें. क्यों याद करोगे? अच्छा ये बताओ, अभी राजस्थान का एग्जाम हुआ था, क्या उन्होंने केस का साइटेशन पूछ दिया आपसे? हाँ, कितने केस आए हैं इसमें? भाई मैं क्वेश्चन थोड़ा कम ही देख पाता हूँ. फैक्चुअल क्वेश्चन क्या उन्होंने पूछा कि इस केस में क्या कहा गया था एग्जैक्टली मुझे बताओ, नहीं तो तुमको जज नहीं बनाएंगे? ऐसा लिखा है क्या? एक दो केस पूछे हैं. They have asked 1-2 cases. So why we are unnecessarily overburdened? Huh? Sometimes the question directs to answer in light of decided cases. Yes, in light of decided cases. So decided cases gives you now this. Now decided cases gives you this idea that this is the decision of that particular court in particular situation. So if they have asked you in the light of decided cases, it is not mandatory for you to refer the cases exactly. It is not mandatory. They are just asking you that now, like Salem said, now you read about that filing of written statement. Is it mandatory or is it discretionary? I have given you that particular thing in your app also. I have told you to read that judgment, and I give relevant paras in app. And you read that also, and I also referred that in my class, I remember correctly. So Salem Bar is talking of that filing of written statement even beyond 90 days. Can it be permitted? When there has been now the rule and proviso has been added and so many things are there. You read about that if you remember correctly. Order 8 Rule 1 if I remember correctly. Read with Order 8 Rule 9 and Rule 10. Kalas versus Nanku also 2005 Supreme Court decision. And Salem Bar was one of them. And there were many cases. I have quoted them in class. I hope so. So now, if they are asking in the light of decided cases, if you remember Salem Bar पढ़ा था जी हमने कहीं written statement 90 days वाले पे, इतना तो याद रहेगा, नहीं रहेगा वो भी छोड़ो. लिखो in celebrated case decided by Supreme Court or in celebrated case. I don't remember even which court decided this. So my idea is that you make your task easy. देखो लाइफ की ये जर्नी ना हमेशा कहती है कि आप काम को आसान करो, ये नहीं कहता कि आप काम को डिफिकल्ट करो. ये किसी ने नहीं सिखाया, हमने तो नहीं सीखा ये हाउ टू मेक थिंग्स डिफिकल्ट. बट आई टेल यू 90% people who fail, they make things very, very difficult for themselves. They're not able to appreciate that things are so easy. They are trying to make it now complicated. Like, and these questions will remain in a student's mind. And that is why this discussion, that is why this special address, this question will remain in your mind, I know. So just tell yourself 10 times. Cases are not important for their names. Cases are important for their decision. Cases may be important for the facts. अच्छा उसमें क्या फैक्ट था? अभी तुमने केस पढ़ा वो मोहम्मद इब्राहिम, याद आ रहा है आपको? ऑर्डर 6 रूल 17 पे कुछ था केस. हाँ, फूड कॉरपोरेशन ऑफ इंडिया. तो मोहम्मद इब्राहिम वाला जो केस है वर्सेस एफसीआई, उस पे एक डीजीएस का केस आया, डीजीएस का क्वेश्चन आया. अब वो क्वेश्चन लिखते हुए मुझे मोहम्मद इब्राहिम, तो हम आंसर सही नहीं लिखेंगे क्या? इफ आई हैव रेड मोहम्मद इब्राहिम, विल आई हैव इन दिस माइंड और नॉट? कैसा एक केस तो पढ़ा था, बट केस का नाम नहीं याद है. नाम नहीं याद होने से कुछ नहीं होता है. वो एक गाना भी है ना, कौन सा बताओ, कौन सा गाना है? अरे है गाना, वो बहुत पॉपुलर गाना है. नाम में क्या रखा, काम देखो यारो. नाम में क्या है? मेरा नाम विजय, अजय, संजय या रणविजय है. हाउ डज इट मैटर? यू आर अट्रैक्टेड बाय माय नेम? नो, यू आर अट्रैक्टेड बाय माय वर्क. यदि आज ठीक से नहीं पढ़ाऊंगा, अरे वरदा वासु प्रिया, no, that is why I told you I was also having nightmares, and yesterday was perfectly nightmare for me. I will not share with you why, but it was. आज डे मेयर चल रहा है, कल नाइटमेयर था. But it happens in everybody's life, it happens. नहीं, हमें क्लास के लिए आना था टाइम से. मेरी बेटी आ गई है एयरपोर्ट पर, बट वो मेरे से मिल नहीं पाई. अब क्लास के बाद जाऊंगा तो मिलूंगा. डे मेयर चल रहा है अभी, उसका सामान ही नहीं पहुंचा, वो दूसरी फ्लाइट से आ रहा है, पता नहीं क्या है. सिविल एसोसिएशन और सिविल एविएशन ऑफ इंडिया. तो देखो आप लोग कुछ लिख देना उनको, क्या नाम है उनका, सिविल एविएशन मिनिस्टर का, ज्योति आदित्य सिंधिया, ज्योति, हाँ ज्योतिराज आदित्य सिंधिया, क्या नाम. नाउ व्हाट्स इन ए नेम? शेक्सपियर. अरे शेक्सपियर तुम्हें याद है? हर्षवर्धन, तुम तो कमाल के आदमी हो यार. नहीं, ये तो किसी गाने में भी है भाई. तुम शेक्सपियर का नाम लिख रहे हो तो किसी गाने में मैंने सुना. व्हाट्स इन नेम? कौन सा गाना था? विजय जी बताएंगे. हैं? आपको भी याद नहीं है? तुम फिल्में नहीं देखते हो क्या? नहीं, कभी कभी देखो, थोड़ा क्रिएटिविटी बढ़ती है इससे. अब ये देखिए हरित मनी साहब अभी आए हैं आप. गुड इवनिंग, वेरी गुड, बहुत अच्छा. हम्म. अच्छा, इंट्रोडक्शन पार्ट एंड कंक्लूजन पार्ट से कैसे डील किया जाए मेंस राइटिंग में, इसमें प्रॉब्लम होती है। साक्षी, आई टेल यू, जो आपके मन में ये प्रश्न आ रहा है ना, जो आप ये मुझसे कह रहे हो अभी, वो इंट्रोडक्शन जैसे मुझे मान लो कोई क्वेश्चन बताओ, मैं तुम्हें बताऊं, लेट अस टेक ए क्वेश्चन, कोई एक सवाल ले लो ना ऐसा। कहाँ है मेरा? नहीं, आज मैं मटेरियल लेके नहीं, मटेरियल मेरी गाड़ी में मैंने छोड़ दिया था, आई हैव नॉट ब्रॉट मटेरियल। जैसे हम कोई क्वेश्चन ले लें, जैसे अभी हम लोग रिटर्न स्टेटमेंट को फाइल करने की बात कर रहे थे, तो आई हैव बीन आस्क्ड ए क्वेश्चन, सपोज on this written statement. Now, time of filing written statement in court. Can written statement be filed even after lapse of 90 days or after expiry of 90 days, which is the maximum statutory period fixed by the statute? है ना ऐसा? So, suppose this is the question in your examination and you are required to write this. अब चलिए, मैंने क्वेश्चन ले लिया, मैं अपने ढंग से क्वेश्चन बता रहा हूँ। I'll tell you. So it says, now, the defendant shall within 30 days from the date of service of summons on him present a WS of his defense, provided that where defendant fails to file WS within said period of 30 days, he shall be allowed to file the same on such other day as may be specified by the court, for reasons to be recorded in writing, but which shall not be later than 90 days from the day of service of the summons. देखो, statutory provisions give an impression that which shall not be later than 90 days. But in the first part it says said, defendant fails to file WS within said period of 30 days, he shall be allowed to file the same on such other day. Such other day तो कुछ भी हो जाएगा, as may be specified by the court, for reasons to be recorded in writing. This is all right, but which shall not be later than 90 days. So question arose, can it be filed even after 90 days? Suppose this is a question in exam and I have to write answer. So if you want to write this introduction and conclusion, कोई ऐसा जरूरत नहीं introduction conclusion law में कुछ ऐसे questions में कोई जरूरत नहीं, introduction conclusion are necessary where you write very big answer like 5 pages or you write an essay, but this is not so. ऐसा है नहीं यहाँ. But how can I write? I just tell you, I can say in introduction that the rule has been amended in 2002. This proviso has been added, is written here also, if you can see. लिखा है ना कुछ, देख पा रहे हो आप? ये लिखा ना 2, substituted for the rule 1, ना, with effect from 1/7/2002. So this rule has been amended in year 2002. 99 it was amended, then there was a lot of hue and cry, then this was further amended in 2002. So amendment has been made twice. You read Salem Bar in detail, you will get all details there, but that is not required here. Just I was telling you that this rule has been amended in year 2002 just to put a restriction or limitation on time of filing WS, because if you are allowed to file WS for indefinite period, obviously the trial cannot end very soon. And speedy justice is the core concern of recent amendment. So we put an embargo of 90 days. But is this embargo now a deadline or it is something which is mandatory to be done? I have written it in introduction. I raised a question here. Now I will go in detail. I will discuss this Salem bar, I will discuss that Kailash versus Nanku. I can bring order 8 rule 1, order 8 rule 9, order 8 rule 10. Now you just see order 8 rule 9 and now you're writing the body part. Order 8 rule 9 I said. So you have enough matter. So what I did in the beginning, in introductory part I raised a question that this embargo has been put to limit the time for filing of WS, which if it not have been there, it will make the process lengthy and lethargic. But whether this embargo is final and will it be fatal for the party, he or she does not file WS within 90 days? This question has been answered by Supreme Court in various cases. I gave an opening paragraph. Though it is not mandatory to write like this, but you can write like this. So you opens up the discussion, you widens the discussion, you opens up now the debate now. This is what is done in TV debate also. If you watch good anchors in TV, you will find that they will do like this. They will create a prelude and then they will open up with the question. So I have done it in introduction part. Now I will write the body part. And then in conclusion, I will again say that see, the statute has put limitation of 90 days as it is clear from the words of statute. But the Supreme Court has said time and again in various cases that even after this, now you write that it restricts the right of the party. It doesn't put an embargo on the power of court. So court is still at liberty to grant permission to file WS after 90. This is the end. In body, you can write that order 8 rule 1, order 8 rule 9, order 8 rule 10. I said that Salem bar case, I said Kailash versus Nanku case. So you can do it like that. If you want to do it, see, practice makes a person better. I can't say perfect. Practice makes a student better. So do practice. Now question is there. Now do write this introduction and do write this conclusion. And you can consult these wonderful people here. I may not be available always, but they are always there to guide you, goad you, and they are competent enough. They are reading CPC very seriously. They are working on CPC, so they will be able to help you. So you need not worry. I think that Sakshi, you have not asked many questions, but this was good question from your side. I hope that I have given you satisfactory solution. Is this clear? और भी कोई क्वेश्चन है तो पूछ लो, बट अब मुझे थोड़ा ब्रेक लेने दो. I need little bit rest. My throat needs little bit rest. I'll come back and I'll discuss further more. Is this clear? In the meantime, you can drop further questions. Is this all right? Thank you very much. I will have break and then I will resume after 10 minutes. So I have got further question which I'll be addressing, because I think in between there should be some question answer session rather than teaching. So rather than teaching, I'll prefer questions first. This teaching I can do any day, but if you are always stuck with certain issues, the priority is that issue should be solved rather than the passing of information and knowledge. So I can do it order 12 to 20. I have to take up in trial process. I'll do it little later. That is not an issue at all. But I want to solve your queries and concerns fast. Pushparaj Kaushik, if you write subjective answer, we do answer checking, but it is not possible to check many answers of a single student. So if you send few answers, obviously it will be checked and sent back to you. You can send it on mail, and you can drop a message also that you have sent mail, and you please drop the message that you sent question on that day. So the person concerned here will take that answer copy and will give it to concerned examiner, and they will examine your copy and will give you back. Word limit is not an issue. See, I tell you, generally in writing of One page you take 6 to 7 minutes. And one page, I think there'll be 100 words. So depending upon your speed, you can write 250 words in 15 minutes to 20 minutes. But you should not worry much about that word limit, because you will not have much matter to write. You cannot remember everything, and you cannot write a long answer, very long answer. Like now, if you raise any question, as somebody has asked the question, jurisdiction of civil court. Now, uh, with judicial decision, I told you judicial decision, this is basically a kind of format. We write that you discuss the law on the point with the statutory provision and decided cases. But is it possible to refer decided cases always? I have told you no, no, no. I am again emphasizing no, it is not required. But you must answer the question, you must address the issue. Now, presumption as to jurisdiction of civil court. So, section 9 is very clear that civil courts will decide civil suits unless and until it is expressly or impliedly barred. So, there is presumption as to jurisdiction, that the civil court has jurisdiction, unless and until it is barred. So, you write the basic law on the point. What will you write? And section 9, you know so many things. आपने पढ़ा नहीं वो केस धुला भाई वर्सेस स्टेट ऑफ एमपी? आपको सेक्शन 9 पे तो मैंने इतने केस पढ़ा दिए, that you will be now writing so many things. Just refer to your class notes. Nothing great, Abhishek. Now, Kirtiman, internship, see, I will not suggest much, but you can go to court sometimes. Sometimes you can do it. When a trial process is going on, when plaint is being filed, when written statement is being drafted, how the court process goes on. For that learning, you can visit few days in court, but regularly going to court and studying will be a little bit difficult. But see, it depends on person to person. But now, of course, you should visit court sometimes, especially now when you sit with the lawyer, you learn the plaint drafting. When you sit with the lawyer, you learn the written statement drafting. When you sit with the lawyer, you just learn how to cross-examine witness, and how to examine in chief your witness, and how all these different processes in trial process is now executed, complied with. That you can learn always. No, no, Ujjwal, no, every answer doesn't need a conclusion. NS, you have question paper in your material itself. Why to run here and there? Why to run here and there? NS, you just see this is there in your material itself. Towards the end of every chapter, you have preliminary question, mains question. But for preliminary, ambition has a big question guide of all state. You must have seen the thicker one. That is ambition previous year question papers contained in that. I can show you that. Now, I don't know whether you have awareness of that or not. Where is this kind of thick book? You just ask them. I want to show to the student concerned. Absence of jurisdiction and error in jurisdiction. What should be the content in case such question? Absence of jurisdiction and error in jurisdiction. I did not get the correct question. What should be the content in case such question? The difference between necessary party and proper party can be answered in 100 words. By way of example, if the suit is between you and me, we are necessary party. If the landlord files a suit, eviction suit, then landlord and tenant is a necessary party. But that subtenant is a proper party. So you can give examples. You have written many. Now, you just refer to your class notes, my dear friend. You have written it in your class notes. Many examples have been written. I have dictated many examples in class. I have dictated many examples in class on necessary party and proper party. So you just refer to that. You are not required to worry at all. So now you said ambition book like pre-questions. No, for men's, no? Acha, you are asking for men's. So men's, you have this. तो प्री के लिए तो ये वाला देख ही रहे होंगे आप, आपको शायद पता है तब तो। ये वाली बुक तो हमने देखी है ना, आपने देखी ये वाली बुक? ये वाली तो देख ही ली है ना। ये भी कई साल मेहनत करने के बाद, 2.5 साल मेहनत करने के बाद आई है, हार्ड बाउंड की किताब है। और ये डबल कलर में है। तो you know this very well, that this has been written after great work and effort, and it contains 22,000 questions covering 25 states. That's wonderful. No publication has done this so far. So ambition is really unique in that respect, that we have done it, and that is at lower price. So this is very heavy and thick. This is the reason. Absence of jurisdiction and error in jurisdiction. Absence of jurisdiction where there is no jurisdiction. Like Section 9 says that jurisdiction is expressly or impliedly barred. This is the question. Section 9 says expressly or impliedly barred. So you can talk about that absence of jurisdiction. Error in jurisdiction is that you do not have jurisdiction, some other court have jurisdiction, and you decide the case. Like territorial jurisdiction. Territorial jurisdiction, Section 16 says that the jurisdiction lies uh, with the court A, and court B decides that matter. नहीं, असाइनमेंट्स में 10 मिनट का टाइम लिमिट है। वो आपसे सिर्फ वो पूछ नहीं रहे हैं असाइनमेंट में कि भाई आप इतने ही वर्ड्स में लिखो, ऐसा कहीं लिखा नहीं होगा, मैं भी देख लेता हूँ। कौन सा असाइनमेंट दिया है क्लास में? मेंस का। मेंस का कौन सा असाइनमेंट दिया है क्लास में, बताओ? मेंस का कोई असाइनमेंट दिया है क्लास में? पूछो ना। कौन सा दिया है? क्वेश्चन पेपर दिखाओ मुझे। दिस बुक इज फॉर प्री क्वेश्चंस। How to frame answers for application-based question, Astha. Astha, I have told you application-based question requires application of theory in particular fact situation. So obviously in that question, you will write the answer, and the answer will be like this, that you will write the theory. The theory means here law. So whatever is written in your class notes or material, whatever, if you do not write class notes, but you should write class notes. I dictate everything in class, you should write everything in class. I think this is the most preferable reference for you, class notes. Is this clear? Now, so theory you will write, this is the number 1 content. Number 2 content, then you will apply it. So application will come thereafter. So this theory will be applied in fact situation. So we'll say, according to the law propounded by the courts and statutory provisions in this particular fact situation, we come to this conclusion due to this reasoning. So you will write the reasoning here also. You will apply theory in facts. करके देखो ना किसी question में, you just do it. Apply theory in facts and give reasonings. This is what you are required. This is A and this is B. Astha, did you understand? कोई नहीं, 200 वर्ड्स लिखा है, 10 मिनट्स लिखा है, 10 मार्क्स लिखा है, कोई वर्ड नहीं। बहुत बहुत आप समय ले लें, 15 मिनट ले लें। 15 मिनट तो जनरली टाइम होता भी है आपके पास। ये तो लिखा इसलिए गया है कि आप पे थोड़ा प्रेशर रहेगा, आप फास्ट लिखोगे। आर यू गेटिंग द पॉइंट? आप फास्ट लिखोगे। इज दिस क्लियर? इज दिस क्लियर? एनी अदर क्वेश्चन? मुझे लगता है मैं बोल बोल के थक गया हूँ इतने ही में. I need a serious break now. Over, Baba. But I need further questions from your side if you have any doubt, please. So it is written maximum time 10 minutes maximum and word limit 250. ये थोड़ी कह रहा है कि 250 words में लिखो. Limit दिया है. Maximum is now discuss the difference between return upland rejection upland. I don't think you can write much. Maximum 150 words. But I will request them not to write this 10 minutes. It might be mind-boggling for you. But this is not the issue. I'm not concerned with the time. You take 20 minutes. First priority is that you should be able to write answers. See, you are mixing things. First, you should know the law. You should try to write the answer. Don't think of word limit. Don't think of time limit. You forget word limit, time limit. First, you start writing answer. You start writing something. You start writing something. First, don't see word limit, don't see the time limit. Word limit and time limit will follow. A day will come when you will have word limit also and time limit also, because you will be now mature enough. See, a smart driver or an experienced driver can drive the car at reasonable speed. He can run fast. But a new driver cannot run fast. So if you consider that you are a new driver, you are a new person to the subject, you are exposed to the subject right now, take your time. But first you start writing. शुरुआत कर दो. 10 मिनट नहीं, तुम 25 मिनट लो, 20 मिनट लो. Word limit, time limit will follow. You can write 200 words in 10 minutes. You can write now 150 words in 10 minutes easily. 15 words a minute बहुत है. अमेंडमेंट ऑफ प्लीडिंग क्लास नोट्स पढ़ो आरती. मेरी समझ से ना, देखो उसमें हमने एक लेक्चर भी डाला था. तुम बहुत ध्यान से सुनना. पढ़ने से ही होगा. अमेंडमेंट ऑफ प्लीडिंग बहुत अच्छे से पढ़ा है मैंने. मैं गलत नहीं बोलूँगा आपसे आरती. तो आप ध्यान से उसको पढ़िएगा. वी हैव डिस्कस्ड इट इन ग्रेट डिटेल. क्या इशू है वो खोज के रखना. आपको जो जो पॉइंट लगे ना, ये क्लियर नहीं है, यू लेट मी नो, आई विल डिस्कस इट अगेन. इसीलिए तो आपको टाइम दिया ना. आप पहले क्वेश्चन बनाओ. आपको क्वेश्चन बनाने के लिए सिर्फ देखो, उससे क्या होगा ना, कि विल कम टू नो वेयर आई एम नॉट क्लियर. व्हाट आर द थिंग्स वेयर आई एम नॉट क्लियर. तो जब ये पता चल जाएगा ना आपको, तब फिर हम फिर से डिस्कस करेंगे. डोंट वरी, हम सारे क्वेश्चन लेके आएंगे फिर से. मैंने कहा ना, जब मैं अब दोबारा क्लास में एंटर करूंगा आफ्टर फ्यू डेज, 10-15 डेज के बाद मेरी क्लास फिर से आएगी, तो आई विल डिस्कस विद यू ऑल इश्यूज. I have done till this point section 9 to 33. नहीं, कहते ना, करत करत अभ्यास होत, जड़ मत होत सुजान. वही वाला होगा. करने से ही होगा, बिना किए कुछ नहीं होगा. करने से ही होगा, बिना किए कुछ नहीं होगा. करना होगा. आप लिखते रहो, आपका हो जाएगा. नहीं नहीं, अभी आप स्पीड में मत लिखो, पहले अच्छे से लिखो. यू स्टार्ट डूइंग दैट. यू स्टार्ट डूइंग दैट. देखो, कभी कभी ना आदमी जरूरत से ज्यादा परेशान हो जाता. हम लोगों के साथ भी ये इश्यूज है. ये हम लोगों के साथ भी इश्यूज हैं. हम लोग जरूरत से ज्यादा परेशान हो जाते हैं. तो इतना परेशान नहीं होना है. ठीक है, आप इतना परेशान नहीं होंगे. आप आराम से करेंगे उन चीज़ों को. इतना परेशान होने की कोई ज़रूरत नहीं है. इज दिस क्लियर? क्या चाहते हो, ऑर्डर 12, 13, 14, 15 आज ही पढ़ाऊं कि अब बाद में पढ़ाऊं? ये पढ़ाने का भी ना एक लय ताल बनाना होता है। मैं तो दूसरे क्वेश्चन में इन्वॉल्व कर जाता हूँ तो मेरा भी लय ताल टूटता है। तुम जैसा आदेश करोगे वैसा करेंगे। अब तो गर्मी भी लग रही है। सबका मन भर गया है। चलो सवाल ही, और क्या क्या तुम्हें इश्यूज है? तो देखो, बीच में तो तुम्हें हम स्पेशल सूट्स वगैरह पढ़ाएंगे। नहीं, टुमारो मेरी क्लास नहीं है, टुमारो दूसरे टीचर की क्लास है। मैं कुछ दिन ब्रेक लूंगा आपसे, मैं क्षमा चाहूंगा। अ, मेरी क्लास बीच में तो है बट दूसरे बैच में है, और उसके बाद मैं फिर वापस आऊंगा। तो टुमारो तो आपकी क्लास जो है वो दूसरे शिक्षक की है। मैं आपसे कुछ दिन बाद मिलूंगा। अब हम लोग बीच में पढ़ेंगे स्पेशल सूट्स। एक ही प्रश्न कितनी बार पूछोगे? मैंने आपको कितनी बार क्लास में कहा है अभी। कीर्तिमान द्विवेदी, एक ही चीज को बार बार मत पूछो यार, प्लीज। Ew. 'Any other question, please? So tomorrow onwards, you have class of special suits, order 32, 33, 22, 23, order 37, 38, 26, interpleader suit. Is this clear? Is this clear, my dear friend? 22, 23. ऑर्डर 22, 23 ये सब पढ़ाए जाएंगे आपको इन बिटवीन। तो सब कुछ जानना पड़ेगा आपको प्रोसेस में। ऑर्डर 27। पार्ट 4। और कोई बात है तो बताओ, और कोई बात है तो बताओ, नहीं तो फिर गाना सुनाओ। हम्म, है कि नहीं? और कोई बात है तो बताओ, नहीं तो फिर गाना सुनाओ। मैं तो गा नहीं सकता, आवाज भी खराब है। आप ही लोग कोई सुना दो तो मजा आएगा। हैं? इज दिस क्लियर? डिसिप्लिन्ड होके पढ़ना है, बी डिसिप्लिन्ड, परेशान नहीं करना है अपने आप को और हमें भी, ताकि हमारी दोस्ती परमानेंट हो जाए। इज दिस क्लियर? तो यदि आपकी इजाज़त हो दोस्तों तो हम चलें। बाय बाय। सोनिया, सुमन, उज्जवल, दिव्यांशु, निकी, बैद, दृष्टि, अभिषेक, अक्षत, प्रशांत, साक्षी, जिया, प्रिया, राजरत्ना, राजरत्ना, वी आर फिनिशिंग दिस सारे। आंचल तिवारी। देखो, ऑल इंडिया जुडिशल सर्विसेज तब इम्प्लीमेंट हो जाएगी जब मैं लॉ मिनिस्टर बनूंगा देश का, जिसकी संभावना काफ़ी कम है। कशिश मुंजाल, आरती तिवारी, भूमिका मचान, आदित्य, सुनील गोस्वामी, संध्याली देवम्मा, किरण अग्रहरी, कविता वर्मा। खुद को यूं खोकर जिंदगी को मासूम न कर, मंजिलें चारों तरफ है रास्तों की तलाश कर। बहुत अच्छा लिखा है आपने, मैं लिख लेता हूँ इसे, अच्छा लगा मुझे। यस, राधा, कीर्तिमान, ज्योत्सना, श्रुति, पूजा, अन्नपूर्णा, श्रेयस दीक्षित, जेबा। अब सब गायब हो गए कमेंट। आयुषी, अमरीन। ओके, बाय बाय, सी यू देन, टेक केयर। I hope you will be disciplined. Solve all the questions, because when I get back, I will solve all the questions with you and I will ask you. And those who are willing to send the answer, they are most welcome. But not all answers. You send one, two answer, not send all answers. This is not possible for us to check all answers, my dear friend. Please try to understand the point. And that is not useful also. That is not useful as well. Is this clear? तो आप सवाल बनाओ उत्तर बनाओ, और बीच बीच में हम आपको क्वेश्चन देंगे और ऑब्जेक्टिव क्वेश्चंस भी हम लोग सॉल्व करेंगे. आयुषी एंड पूर्णिमा विल बी डूइंग दिस विद अभिषेक. I have given them this task. They will do it. Don't worry. Okay. Bye bye. Shant, Kanika, Vijay, Amreen, Ayushi, Abhishek.